Hi y'all, welcome to the Craft Table Podcast. My name is Tori. You can see what I'm working on the Making app or Instagram at the Craft Table Podcast, or you can shoot me an email, thecrafttablepodcast@gmail.com. This week I actually have a little bit to share with you. I will start with some spinning, just jump right in. I know Tour de Fleece. I thought it was in June. I don't know why I thought it was in June. I'm losing my mind. But anyways, Tour de Fleece is actually starting July 1st, and I know quite a few people have groups going and teams. I won't be participating in a team. I actually am just going to be hoping, my goal is to spin a little bit every day, just to get back into the practice. It's really important for my mental health and just kind of like finding that just that time in practice. It's really soothing and really helpful and just really good for my body and my mind. So my goal is to spin a little bit every day, but I started spinning this week. I just needed it. Maggie's surgery was this week, so I just needed some de-stressing. And I started on a BFL Silk blend. Just grab, I don't want to show the bobbin because like I've got a third of the bobbin filled and I'm not going to take that off the wheel, but I'll show you the colors that are in this. So this is actually really good. Let me make sure it's BFL Silk. It is BFL Silk. It is from Nest Fiber Club and the colorway is Verna. It is from March. I joined in April, so I just went ahead and bought 2 braids because I want to do a combo spin where I have one that's variation of color and then one that's a solid. So I bought a corresponding solid that is like this peachy color right in here, this pink. It looks a little bit more peachy just because of like this red here, this pink, dark pink red. Hot pink. But I want to do a combo spin, and this fiber content is personally one of my favorites. I think it's really nice to draft, and it's soft but not too soft, and I don't know if it will pill any more than like say merino. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't really worn anything with just BFL. This would be a first for me, but I know it's not the softest wool. Like it's not, I don't think it's considered a fine wool, and so that pilling won't be as bad, but the micron count has to be pretty decent because this is soft and I would wear it next to skin, and I'm picky about that kind of stuff. So, but this is the Verna colorway. And I'm not spoiling because everyone who got this Fiber Club would have already got it quite some time ago. But it starts off, it kind of reminds me of watermelon because like these are the colors in it. And it very distinctly just gives me watermelon. I know this pink bit doesn't, this purple, but it makes me very happy. It's a good color. I think anyways, I think it's a good color. I know it was like meant to be a spring florally color combination, but it screams watermelon to me. But I love watermelon, so I'm not mad about that. So I'm currently spinning the 1 braid right now, and it's 4 ounces, and that will be on 1 bobbin. And then I'll go ahead and spin the coordinating color to another bobbin and then do a 2-ply. I am going for a fingering weight, so my singles are pretty thin, not as thin as I would like them to be for a true fingering weight, but if it ends up sport, I don't really care. I have a project in mind, the Inclination Cow by Andrea Mowry, and that I think requires sport weight, and I think she's done hers in hand spun. Maybe I'm making that up, but I could have sworn she did one in hand spun. I could be making that up. But I will be doing mine in hand spun. I'm gonna use that 8 ounces to do one. So that's kind of what I'm working on, spinning wise. I am enjoying it. It's very fun. I am watching a lot of Critical Role while I'm spinning. I don't know if anyone else like listens to or watches stuff while they spin, but I listen to podcasts or I watch podcasts. And I'm behind on the current campaign 3, by quite a bit. At least a couple months. I've got a backlog. I think they're hitting episode 30 and I'm only just finished like episode 19. I mean, this probably means nothing to y'all. I don't know how many of you have an intersection of D&D and crafting. I know there is a large crafting and D&D crossover in the community, but I don't know if any of you all are. I think it's great and I love it, so that's what I watch, especially because I don't have a D&D group right now. Hopefully that'll change, but that has been put on a pause. So I've been watching Critical Role while spinning, and it's a perfect combination, I think, for me. Oh, I got fluff in my mouth. That'll do it. That's fiber. But yeah, that's my combination. I think it's like really zen. Really zen. I gotta have something on to just hear while I'm spinning. So that's what I do. Yeah, that's it for spinning. I will share the bobbin when I get there, but these are the colors, very pretty. I do like nest fiber so far. This is my, I'm just gonna put this in my basket next to me where I keep it. This is my first batch of fiber from Nest Fiber. I did get my, I think I was too late for April. No. Yeah, I was too late for April, so I got May. That's right. I bought after April 15th, the membership. So I did get May. Oh, there's a kitten. It's a little Mio. He's kind of hard to tell. I had to film later today because I dropped Maggie off. But, oh, okay, sorry, my brain is all over the place. Yeah, I have the May colorway. I don't think I ever shared it on the podcast, but it is very rainbow vibes. Very pretty. I'll probably spin that up as a 2-ply as well for colorwork yoke. But that's later, much later. I also have a whole fleece to spin up and a few random braids of fiber running about that I can also spin up. So that's what I'm spinning on. We'll most likely be spinning it for Tour de Fleece as well. I'm typically a pretty fast spinner with the wheel, but I want to be intentional and I'm not really going to be able to spend hours at the wheel, so yeah, it'll probably be slow progress. But I do have some knitting. I am going to share for the last time my Kingston cardigan because shortly after I filmed last week's podcast, I finished it. I put on the button band and everything. This is a very big sweater. Very, very big on me. I don't know if I will, I don't know. We'll see what I do with it, how I wear it. It is pretty big, but it might be a good outer layer. I think it's a great cardigan pattern. I highly recommend it. I think I've spoken ad nauseum about this project. It was my first test knit and I was late, but I don't think the designer minded too much. I still got her the information and she's doing very well on Ravelry with the pattern, so definitely check it out. Definitely get it if you would like a cardigan like this. It's a deep yoke, so if you're into deeper yokes, I think that's great. But my favorite thing about this, and I kind of want to share about because I have talked excessively about this pattern, is the buttons. So let me see if I can get the buttons up there. Yeah, there you go. They're like they're getting blown out on camera. There we go. That's the perfect color. They're like a ochre yellow. Very, very cute. They got little white dots on them, and I bought a pack of 6 from Holland Hoof. These were my buttons that I bought at Maryland Sheep and Wool. They are perfect and super cute. I've got 4, I think 5, no, just 4. Oh, right? I think I just did 4. I did do, here I am counting. I thought I was gonna do 5, but I only did 4, if I'm correct. Yeah, I did 5 buttonholes, but you can't really tell where the 5th buttonhole is, and I only did 4 buttons. Very easy, hand sewed them on with thread. I didn't use a yarn to hand sew them on because I'd heard that that isn't as secure as doing sewing thread, so that's what I did. I used some for my English paper piecing kit and just threw them on. Spent like 30 minutes doing it. Really great. I love them. They're super adorable. They really pop on this cardigan with all the grays, so I'm not mad. That is that. That's what I finished. I finished it shortly after speaking with all of you last week, which was nice. I thought it would take me longer to finish it, but it turned out that I was able to crank it out with like a couple episodes of The Boys, which I started. So, in a documentary, I think. Yeah, I also watched a documentary from David Ferrier, who I love. Great journalist person who works with Armchair Expert. I think I talked about this last week. I feel like I talked about this last week. Yeah, I think I did. Time is meaningless right now. So I finished that, and then I immediately jumped into a project that I had, a whip that I'd set aside because I was trying to get the test knit done. I didn't want to work on my Azor sweater just because it's a bit of a slog right now for me. The color work is going to be quite extensive. I'm nowhere near done the color work. I think I'm maybe a 1/4 of the way through it, maybe a 1/3, more like a 1/4 of that chart, and it's great. I love the pattern. It's not sparking joy, and it's very pale colors, and I was really craving some rich colors. So I picked up let me just get this all sorted. It kind of got jumbled together. I started working on the Beetle Magic sweater by Katie Green, and I love it. I finished the color work chart. I'm knitting a little bit. So the pattern says to knit until you can comfortably fold the edges under your arms. The intended recipient of this sweater is my best friend's child, who is very small. Very small. Not a toddler yet. Not toddler sized, at least, yet. And so this sweater is going to be pretty big, and I don't have her to try it on. I'm sure if I asked I could, but it's just too big and probably wouldn't fit right anyways right now. So I'm kind of guesstimating when I should start splitting for the sleeves. I would love to hear it from other people, like what do you have, like a general estimate of like how far to knit the yoke until you split for sleeves? Like, is that a thing? I don't know if it's a thing or not, but I feel like it should be. You know what? I'm sure there's something out there that tells you when you should split for the sleeves. But I don't have that in this pattern, which is not bad if it were me, but it's not for me. So it's just, I'm just knitting away. I need probably a bigger needle to really tell. God, I love that yoke. It is popping out on this brown yarn, which I was worried it wouldn't, but like you can really tell that's a beetle, which makes me so happy because up close I was getting a little nervous, but it works. I'm so happy about that, guys. I was a little worried because the brown that I'm using, which is this, it's Juniper Moon's 100% merino, non-superwash merino. I think Patagonia, I think is the base. I think it is. But it was on sale at one of my local yarn shops and I bought a couple skeins. So it's a brown, but it's got red undertones. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera. A little bit, but it blows out the color. So yeah, and I used hand spun that had red in it. So I just was not 100% sure how that would work, but I wanted to try. So I'm just kind of zooming along on the body, or yoke, I guess. Let me see, the back is back here. So this would be the front. Really adorable, I'm loving it. It was really good. I finished the colorwork section in like a morning. I just spent this past Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember which day, just chugging along on it, and it was really great. I really enjoyed working on it. I loved the hand spun that I used. So this was 100% BFL dyed on an oatmeal base. So it wasn't a white, it wasn't white fiber, it was more of a brown fiber. So the colors are muted on this guy. So the greens and the mustards are very muted, whereas the red stands out pretty well, which is why you can probably see that line there and see the top of the little beetle pretty clearly. I really enjoyed the colorwork chart. I thought it was a lot of fun. In the adult size, there is a second set of beetles, but in the children's size, there's only one. You could very easily modify the pattern and just keep just one beetle if you preferred. But it's so cute. Like, why wouldn't you add the second row of beetles? It's adorable. It's a great pattern. It's a really great pattern. I'm really enjoying it. You can get it on Etsy if you're curious. She does not use Ravelry. It's only through her Etsy shop, and you can buy a physical copy, which I wish I did, but it would have like shipped from the UK and I was a little impatient, so did not do that. I bought the electronic version, which is just as good. I don't know if I would have used a paper pattern. I have used paper patterns in the past and enjoyed it that way, but right now just using my phone and pulling something up really quick is also convenient. So great, I would definitely recommend it, and it is inclusively sized from small child to plus size, and both men and women. So, or if you don't prescribe to or ascribe to the binary, you can also, like, it's for anyone. It's very neutral, very cute, very fun. And I've seen some really good ones on Instagram. I kind of want to do one with rainbow beetles. I think that would be so much fun. But right now, this is what I did. I just wanted to test the pattern out, and I knew that my friend would not turn down a hand knit for her kiddo. She is also a knitter and has made several things for her own child, so I know it would be going to a good home and well loved. So, and it's gender neutral, and the colors are not like one thing or another, so it could go well for any kiddo. So this is great. It's just a really good pattern and very, very fun. Very fun. I don't know when I'll split for the sleeves. I'm just gonna guesstimate it and hope for the best. I might try and find a some kind of resource that tells you when to split for sleeves. I don't really know how I would look that up. My library degree is failing me right now, so we'll see. I have to put some thought into it. Maybe Elizabeth Zimmerman might have something out there, or maybe I'll just look at another child sized pattern and see when they split for sleeves. I could ask my friend who has the child in question, because she's knit some baby sweaters, quite a few, so she might have a good idea. But regardless, I'm just working on the yoke and having a lot of fun with it. It's a very relaxing knit, especially with the color work done, and I'm just speeding along. This has been a great project. Would recommend the pattern 100%. I will no doubt be making one for myself because it screams Animal Crossing vibes, and I adore Animal Crossing and anything cute. Anything cute, I'm all for it. I don't like real bugs, but I like cicadas, that's a lie. I just don't like spiders. But I love, I don't know, it's very cute. Very cute and very fun. So I did work on that this week. I probably will work on it a little bit more this coming week since I will be housebound for a while. So there's that. And then I also did, I don't know if it'll matter too much because it's kind of hard to tell on progress for socks, but I did also work a little bit on my Kaea Socks. This is just the first sock. I've already talked about the yarn, Folktail Fibers. Love her stuff. 100%, 90% Targi, 10% nylon. The colorway is pollen. Very fun. Adore it. It's fitting really well on my foot. I was a little bit worried that it would be a little too big because the yarn is a little bit more plump than fingering. It's more of a sport weight, especially when it's washed, it just plumps up. But it is working out great for my feet, especially because I have poor circulation and pulling pretty badly. So I don't have they're pretty swollen most days. So it helps to have a little bit of extra room, and I'm not mad about it. And it's very stretchy, the material itself. So I'm really loving it. Just been putting on a few rows at a time at my desk when I'm working and listening to meetings and things like that. And I don't have to have a camera on. I just kind of sit there and knit a few rounds at a time. It's a very simple pattern, very straightforward, tons of repeats of, ooh, that is blown out. There we go. Blown out, but you can see the texture. So yeah, it's very repeatable, really good. Not too intense thought-wise, which is what I need right now. So yeah, I've just been working on a few things here, nothing too serious. It's good to have a few things in rotation again. I definitely needed it after that test knit. Will not be doing another test knit in the future, at least not right now. Probably in a few years I'll consider it again, if anyone will pick me at that point. But yeah, it's just nice to have projects again that are mindless and soothing and are fun colors. I definitely missed the color, I realized. And this and the reds in my hands fun. It's really good. It's really good. So that's what I've been working on. I don't have anything else. I haven't been working on my crochet cardigan at all. That I think will just be a background project that I slowly pick away at, kind of like a granny stripe blanket, but with crochet squares for a cardigan. I need like 60 for my size, so it'll just be slow going, which is fine. I'm not mad about it. If I want to pick up some crochet, it's there. I'm not really trying to think if I'm doing anything else. I haven't picked up my English paper piecing again yet. I have a feeling that'll come out pretty soon because my test knit is done and I don't have any obligations, and my summer will be very quiet. My dog went in for surgery today on her knee. It went really well. There was a bit of extra damage, unfortunately, so she had to have another piece of her knee removed. I don't know how that'll affect her or what that'll look like. The vet said that was fine. I'm sure I'll have plenty of questions in the morning when I pick her up. But she went through it. She's good. Thankfully, I was really worried. So she's okay. She's at the hospital tonight, and I will pick her up tomorrow just because they want to. It's a major blah 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 blah. I can't speak tonight. It is a major surgery, so they just want to observe and make sure everything's okay. I don't know how it'll go bringing her home. I am nervous. It is an intense recovery process. I don't know if I talked about this last week, but I've done quite a bit of research and reading other people's experiences with this, and a lot of people post-pandemic said it was like they were stuck at home for months, and I'm like, pre-pandemic they said that they were stuck at home a lot, and I post-pandemic, or current pandemic really, my life is that right now, especially as a disabled person, chronically ill person. I'm home anyways, so that is, but it's extra limiting, so I can't even go get groceries if I wanted to, at least for the few weeks, because it's just me. So she's got to depend on me, and I got to take care of her. So I will be sitting at home doing a lot of, I wouldn't say nothing, because I'll be able to craft, because I can keep an eye on her and then also craft, but like video games are out of the question, or any hardcore immersive stuff. So I will be able to craft a lot, but I will not be able to really do a whole lot else this summer. So I have a feeling my crafting will be pretty intense. I noticed that stuff was already being listed for Rhinebeck events, and I think the Indie Untangled tickets are already sold. Woolen Folk will be going on this weekend. I don't know about Cake Palooza, and I don't know if there's any other events. I haven't really paid attention, but I will most likely not be going to Rhinebeck because of the summer casualties to my bank account, and the fact that at that point she'll technically have the bone healed but still like working through stuff, and I don't really want to leave her at home for that long, Maggie. So my crafting will be my best friend for the next little while, and I'm not going to be accruing stash, so it'll be a fun next couple of months between me and you as I work through my current stash and fiber and yarn, and kind of share what that looks like for me. I am fortunate enough to have quite a bit of I mean, it's not huge, it's pretty tiny compared to a lot of people I know, but I have a little bit of a stash, so I'll be able to like share what that looks like, and kind of what a stash down almost would be, because I know a lot of times people are talking about their acquisitions on these podcasts, and sometimes I wish I could just see what they're using out of their stash and how they plan to use their stash. So I want to share that here, and that's kind of what my life right now looks like. So that's what I'll be doing. I think it's important to share about that process, that creative process, and being open and honest about what you're bringing in and what you're not, when consumerism is so pushed, especially in our capitalistic economy, society, because it takes over everything at this point. I do love to support small businesses, but my wallet and time is just not gonna afford that. So I think it's kind of really good to talk about those things and share that. So if you're curious about hearing more about that, I'm happy to share, or happy to dedicate like a podcast to what my stash looks like and plans for the future, aside from what I share here on the podcast and what I'm thinking. But that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I am looking forward to picking up Maggie tomorrow. I'm hoping for the best. We will see. She's a stubborn animal, and if anyone has pit bulls, they know that you would know that they don't stop. So here's to hoping that she does, and this weekend there will be fireworks because it's the US and it's the 4th of July. But I'm not a fan of 4th of July or fireworks, and neither is my dog, so it'll be interesting. Long weekend of the first week back from surgery. Real fun. We'll see how this goes, but I hope if you are in the US and you do participate in those things that you get to have some good family time or relaxation if you get the days off, and that you start to enjoy the beginning of summer. I'm already looking forward to fall because of this heat, and I'm being a big baby, so you will not be hearing me talking about how happy I am about the summer. Especially since my plans have been dashed. So if you like it, I'm happy for you, and I hope you get to enjoy some of that this weekend with a long weekend if you're in the States. If not, I still hope that you have a good weekend. I think I will be keeping my podcast days to Wednesday. That seems to be, for whatever reason, a better day for me, oddly enough. So expect to see more Wednesday posts, but I'll talk to you next Wednesday. In the meantime, I hope that you have a really good weekend and that you enjoy whatever that looks like for you. Bye, guys.